Hello, welcome to the Self Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Chapter 3 Social Institution, Continuity and Change. Our topic is Tribe, the Career of a Concept. During the 1960s, scholars debated whether tribes should be seen as an one end of a continuum with caste-based Hindu peasant society, or whether they were an altogether different kind of community. Those who argued for the continuum saw tribes as not being fundamentally different from caste peasant society, but merely less stratified and with a more community based rather than individual notion of resource ownership. However, opponents argues that tribes were wholly different from the caste because they had no notion of purity and pollution, which is central to the caste system. In short, the argument for a tribe caste distinction was founded on an assumed central difference between Hindu caste, with their beliefs in purity and pollution, and hierarchical integration, and animist tribals, with their more egalitarian and kinship based modes of social organization. By the 1970s, all the major definitions of tribe were shown to be faulty. It was pointed out that the tribe peasantry distinction did not hold in terms of any of the commonly advanced criteria: size, isolation, religion, and like Santhal means of livelihood. Some Indian tribes like Santhal, Gonds, and Bhils are very large and spread over extensive territory. Certain tribes like Munda, Haus, and others have long since turned to settled agriculture, and even hunting gathering tribes like Bihors of Bihar employ specialized households to make baskets, press oil, etc. It has also been pointed out in a number of cases that in the absence of other alternatives, castes have turned to hunting and gathering. The discussion on caste tribe differences were accompanied by a large body of literature on the mechanism through which tribes were absorbed into Hindu society. Throughout the ages, through Sanskritization, acceptance into the Shudra fold, following conquest by caste Hindus, through acculturation, and so on. The whole span of Indian history is often seen as an absorption of different tribal groups into caste Hindu society at varying levels of hierarchy, as their lands were colonized and the forests cut down. This is seen as the either natural parallel to the process by which all groups are assimilated into Hinduism as sects, or it is seen as exploitative. The early school of anthropologists tended to emphasize the cultural aspect of tribal absorption into the mainstream, while the later writers have concentrated on the exploitative and political nature of the incorporation. Some scholars have also argued that there is no coherent basis for treating tribes as pristine, that is, original or pure, societies uncontaminated by civilization. They propose instead that the tribes should really be seen as secondary phenomena, as arising out of the exploitative and colonist contact between pre-existing states and non-state groups like the tribals. This contact itself creates an ideology of tribalism. The tribal group begin to define themselves as tribals in order to distinguish themselves from the newly encountered others. Nevertheless, the idea that tribes are like Stone Age hunting and gathering societies that have remained untouched by time is still common, even though this has not been true for a long time. To begin with, Adivasis was not always the oppressed group who are they are now. There were several Gond kingdoms in central India, such as that of Graha Mandala or Chanda. Many of the so-called Rajput kingdoms of central and western India actually merged through a process of stratification among Adivasis communities themselves. Adivasis often exercised dominance over the plains people through their capacity to raid them and through their services as local militias. They also occupied a special trade niche, trading forest produce, salt, and elephants. Moreover, the capitalist economies drive to exploit forest resources and minerals and to recruit cheap labor has brought tribal societies in contact with mainstream society a long time ago. Now let us wind up the session and thank you very much for engaging yourself with the Self Learning podcast.